Nick and Vanessa Lachey did not come to play at the Love is Blind season 6 reunion. They were coming like rent was due. They were coming like they've been given an ultimatum saying, you got one more season left to prove yourself, otherwise we're going to replace you. Now, me personally, I've been very indifferent to Nick and Vanessa as hosts. I can see why people criticize them and people say that they're not good hosts, they're unprofessional. Because I'm not going to lie, the first Love is Blind that I watched in full was season 2. And the season 2 reunion was a mess. So unprofessional, especially Vanessa. But I was kind of here for the mess and the drama. So I didn't really mind the sloppiness. So I'm a bit indifferent to them, but I can definitely see the criticism towards them. But I feel like they definitely, were on their Zoom and they really came with it for this reunion. This was by far the best reunion, the best Love is Blind reunion. And you know what? It really had to be because Netflix upped the budget. They had a stage, they had an audience. They really had no choice but to slay. There's nothing really I can fault Nick and Vanessa on because they did such a great job. I think for me, the only criticism that I'd have is like some of the questions, like some of the focusing. We spent a lot of time on the whole Laura, Jeremy, and Sarah Ann love triangle. Now, this may not necessarily have been Nick and Vanessa's fault, but if they were in charge of the questioning, then I feel like they could have definitely had this reunion 2 hours. I think it was good enough that I would have stuck around for 2 hours because I feel like we didn't get much on Chelsea and Jimmy. We didn't get much on Kenneth and Brittany. I feel like we kind of skipped them. We barely talked about Amy and Johnny. I'm not going to say I can't lie. I'm not really mad that we didn't get much Johnny and Amy. But it's a bit wild that we actually didn't get much considering they were the only couple that got married. I think they gave more screen time to former couples that got married on the show that were in the audience. So yeah, I think if things could be improved further, I think we definitely needed more with Jimmy and Chelsea. There was this big thing of, was Jimmy actually attracted to Chelsea? We only touched lightly on Chelsea's insecurities. And then Kenneth and Brittany, we touched on it lightly, but again, like, we didn't hear anything about the race question. That was quite an important question. It was important enough for them to highlight it on the show, but on the stage, crickets. So I feel like they should have been grilled a bit more. Obviously, when Kenneth was on the phone, people are speculating. What did he say? Did he say hi, babe? Like, was he saying hi, babe, to somebody on the phone? We heard nothing about that. So I feel like that's the only things I could fault. But I think, if the right questions are asked, they could easily up it for 2 hours because I really enjoyed the mess, this reunion, particularly, the Sarah. I enjoyed the Sarah Ann, Laura, Jeremy mess. I enjoyed the Trevor mess. So yeah, I'm here for the budget increase. I'm here for the professionalism. Let's keep it up.